evening, folks. What's going on? What's up, Worst Elephant? What's up, Satellite? Arcane, PM Collector Boy, Deep Thought. Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. I do hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite well myself. Had a wonderfully lazy day. Such a lazy day. I sat around and watched YouTube and stared into the middle distance. It was great. It was wonderful. And, well, it wasn't completely lazy. I did make dinner tonight, which I was pretty proud of. But other than that, yeah, I was just crashed out on the sofa playing phone games and stuff. So I had aspirations to get back to certain games, to start up some stuff, and just didn't. It was one of those days where it's like, I have so much time, I can do whatever I want, and didn't actually end up doing anything, really. And you know what? I think having one of those days every now and then is completely fine. I mentioned that I'd kind of put aside starting anything major in my own time until we see what happens with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And yeah, that resulted in me just not playing anything today. Just kind of staring off into the distance. The theme goes with everything. It does, doesn't it? It does. It is a timeless classic. Good evening, La Retrospicer. Watching the stream on the chest top again. Nice. Very nice. Cheers, everybody. Hope you're doing good wherever you are. Also, I don't know if you can really tell, because there's not a whole lot going on up there anyway. I did get a haircut today. My wife did trim back my my wild flowing locks, and that feels good too. It was a bit of a cleansing day. Good evening, Chaos. Good to see you. Just reminiscing on how today was something of a do-nothing day. A good self-care day. Nice, solid day of recharging and resting. What's up, Up-Zero Razor? You look different today. Did you get a new hat? Just took a little off the top is all. Let me write Captain Picard is leading the stream today. Yep. Discover a new pet peeve while playing Carrier Airwing, timing out a boss. Timing out in video games is so frustrating. I feel like it's something that most conventional games you're not gonna run into, because most conventional games don't have time limits on them or anything. But my dumb phone games use timeouts as a way to kind of gate certain content. Like instead of making the enemies or the bosses too hard, like so that they kill you, the mechanics are such that, like, it seems like you should be able to do it, but you just don't kill things fast enough, and you end up timing out on battles and stuff, which I hate, because it feels like it's just going out of its way to waste my time, you know? Instead of killing me off in a minute or two to tell me, yeah, you need to be stronger, I have to wait 5 or sometimes even like 10 minutes for a battle to just completely stalemate, and the game be like, oh well. This is why shmups rule. You timed out, the boss leaves or blows itself up due to boredom, and it counts as a win, yeah. Because shmups, I mean, for you to survive long enough to reach a timeout is an accomplishment in and of itself. You know, it'd be interesting. You know, it'd be pretty cool. A shmup with branching paths based on like pacifism, where if you time out on a level, instead of actually defeating the boss or the waves or whatever, you get a different path through the game. I think R-Type does that, The only branching paths I know in R-Type are in R-Type Final, and they require, like, very specific actions which are not, definitely not pacifist. Gaming Fury, good to see you. Undershmup, there you go. Well, Undertale itself isn't even that far off, really. But yeah, why not? Reminds me of Side More in a bad way, and probably the most frustrating game I've ever played. Well, first of all, good evening, Bulwark, and Mizra, and everybody else. Second of all, did I mention to y'all that I actually went back and tried to play Sign Mora again, like, just a couple months ago, I think, and stonewalled in the exact same place that I did years ago when I played it? There is a wildly frustrating boss late in that game. EX. I played vanilla the first time, so I was like, if I'm gonna give it another try, I might as well play EX, and didn't help. Sign Mora is really pretty, but I think it's a really bad shmup. Like, it seems good for a while, but then you just start running into... It's 3D. Like, it plays on a 2D plane, but it's a 3D shmup, and it just does a lot of really dumb things. Like bringing stuff in from the foreground to the background in really awkward ways. The one that reflects your shots. The one that's a giant spinning labyrinth. Like, I hated that boss so much. Also, games that play with it. Einhander, the time of victories that justifies your handler's satellite weapon, you can lock and blasting him. That said, satellite weapons, final boss, don't want to time this one out. Yeah, it's just, like, I tried that one so many times, and I was getting really pissed off. Can I see a truly 3D shmup? Probably pure unintelligible chaos. I have no idea how a fully 3D shmup would work. Actually, I kind of do. During the brief time that I tried out VR, I think as part of Valve's The Lab, one of their mini games was a shmup where basically the fighter was your hand, and you would just move it like you would your hand, so you could rotate it around and stuff. And it was a 3D shmup. There was stuff coming from all directions, and you basically had to, like, move it around. Yeah, it was interesting. It was actually really cool. Did you ever play Squad 51 versus the Flying Saucers? I did not. I don't think I've even ever heard of it. Mechanic that you have to do enough damage in a certain time frame is the issue. When you get hit, you lose firepower and often cannot get it back, so you can lose a level minutes before it ends and not know. Yeah, that was obnoxious as well. Star Fox 64 all range mode. I guess the question is would a 3D flight sim like Star Fox 64 or Tyrion or the Rogue Squadron games, could those be considered 3D shmups? Isn't that those X-Wing games? Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if that would fit the bill. Have you played Void Rains Upon Her Heart? Yes. I love that game. I haven't played it in ages, and I really should. I got a key for the Void Rains Upon its Heart back when it first entered early access, and I streamed a night of it, or I streamed as part of a variety night. I don't remember which, and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't been back to it since, and I know the dev has been working on it a lot and added like a shit ton of bosses and tweaks and stuff to it, so that would be cool. That'd be cool to play again. It used to be called Squadron 51, a certain big project, probably necessitated a names change. Could be. Hear nothing but bad things about Sign Mora from shmup heads. They're often finicky and elitist. I've concluded that I am too when it comes to it. So, my position on Sign Mora is that it's very pretty and it has some interesting ideas. The story is very ambitious because it's all about time travel, but it has two huge problems as far as I'm concerned. One is that the shmup mechanics are just not that fun. It doesn't feel like a shmup that was designed by people who like know shmups and know what's fun about them. Some of the bosses are underwhelming. Some of the encounter designs are really frustrating. There's a lot of really annoying gotchas in it. The other problem, I mentioned that it has a really interesting and ambitious story, but one of its very important plot points is rape, which just kind of casts a whole like veneer of ick on the game. Yeah, it's a really dark story, and not in a particularly interesting way either. It's just it's kind of grim, just for the sake of it. Under defeat is a blast though. Bought Sign more on the recommendation of the extra credit folks. Egg on my face. Never should have listened to them. So yeah, Sign Mora is not one that I would recommend, certainly. And there are more than enough good and interesting shmups on Steam and elsewhere that I don't think you really need to bother about it. I actually just talking about Tenta Shooter in another stream. I'm very glad to have y'all along to clue me in on shmups, obscure or otherwise, that I'm unfamiliar with. Because as much as I love shmups, I haven't played like a ton of what's out there. I've played a bunch, but not far from everything. I'm not sure there's enough time in one's life to play everything. Well, let me see here. Let me take a look at my Steam library real quick. I'm really kind of annoyed that shmup is not a tag on Steam. They use shoot 'em up. We should do a shmup wheel again. That would actually be pretty solid. I think Under Defeat is one you should be included in on here over Tenta Shooter. I don't know what either of them is, but now that I'm sitting here and processing it, Tenta wouldn't be short for tentacle, would it? They're a tag, every survivor like an FPS would use it, rendering it irrelevant. It is! Okay! Learned the lesson there. Happens to you play Einhander on PS1 someday. It is on your list somewhere, I gotta be patient. Yep, just gotta hold out for that. All right, let me see here. What do I got? Oh my God in heaven. Oh, no, never mind. That's dumb. Like, just give me... just give me what I fucking sorted, man. Jesus Christ. Einhander has been... Wait, it has? I completely forgot. Let's see, shmups that I have played some of. Well, a lot of these aren't even shmups. Actually, I'm not gonna go through this right now. But maybe I should revisit some of these. It's super funny to me that I have almost exactly the same amount of playtime in Sign Mora as I do Sign Mora EX. And I played them almost exactly 10 years apart. Could swear it has certainly somebody put on the list. Einhander, huh? Let me check the old YouTube channel and see if I can find it. Because I would have put it in the stream title. No, I don't think I have. Because I'm pretty confident if I had streamed it, I would have put it in the stream title. Recently, someone released the Baroque Shoot 'em Up. The Baroque Shoot 'em Up. Blue Revolver recently got a massive update. We may have to do a shmup wheel, chat. Einhander does some neat tricks with perspective. You try that update. Blue Revolver itself is excellent. There's a lot of good shmups out of there. Out of there. Lost media for like a decade? What, Blue Revolver? Wait, no. We're talking about like three different shmups right now. Are you talking about the Baroque Shoot 'em Up? So is that like connected to the game Baroque or the art style Baroque or something else entirely? A second shmup wheel. Well, I currently let me look at a calendar here. What does this month even look like? Okay. I was actually doing some stream brainstorming today, but not on the subject of Fridays. There are 3 Fridays left in this month. I've used one for a good old classic indie variety night. Sounds like community night's gonna be the last one of the month, the 25th. So we've got the 11th and the 18th. We could just do a shmup wheel next week. That is the thing we could do. Would a shmup night include the Sega ones in the weird old list? I think if I was gonna do a shmup wheel, I'd probably just open it up to all available platforms. Did you try X Zodiac? Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. I think, yeah, I have X Zodiac. I tried X Zodiac almost 5 years ago. A long time ago. If May made happening, get Mushi Hime-sama on sale. Best cave shmup on Steam. You know, I've actually seen that one in arcades in Japan, if you can believe it. Because, I mean, Mushi Hime is pretty evocative title. X Zodiac is at least 5 years old. I last played it in August of 2020. Mushi Hime, Bug Princess? Yup. Yep. Bug theme shmup. But in the cave style of everything exploding and stuff flying all over the screen. Everything on the screen is either an enemy, a bullet, or something to collect. There's no room for anything else. I think the Mushi Hime-sama sequel is a better game, but stuck on 360. I don't believe it. Believe it. I don't know why you don't believe it. A shmup can be anything, really. There's no limits. But yeah. Original Mushi does lean into its awesome theming harder. Okay. Well, if we do this for next week, then I don't know. We can talk about it. Is it? How much is it? How available? I don't have it, right? Let me check. I don't think I have it. How much is it? There's a bunch of stuff on sale on Steam right now that's like stealth on sale. On another Discord, we were talking about XCOM games. All the XCOM games are dirt cheap on Steam right now. And it's not posted anywhere. I guess it's part of the week-longs or something that I stopped covering ages ago. But like, if you're missing any of the XCOMs, you can get them like right now. Like the total package for XCOM 2 is like $8. XCOM 2, all its DLC, all told. Now, if you want to play the best XCOM, XCOM Apocalypse, that'll set you back a whole $1.25 at the moment. So, Mushihime-sama is pretty pricey. $20. I would certainly consider it when it's on sale. So yeah. Goes low as $7, so wait, okay. Understood. Well, I mean, we're certainly not... The next shmup wheel we do is absolutely not going to be the last shmup night ever. I like shmups too much for that. If you don't mind the whole anime waifu aesthetic, and I certainly don't, I would consider it an asset in a lot of cases. Mirage Feathers is excellent, probably a closer tribute to Space Harrier than Air Twister. Comes with a streamer-friendly mode. It comes with a streamer-friendly mode because the heroine's outfit is a bit skimpy, so the mode gives her pants. Well, I'm looking this up right now. Is it on Steam? It sure is. Oh, it's only $5. It has a demo. Unless I'm just not parsing this right. That looks fine to me. Oh wow, in motion, yeah, that is very Space Harrier-y. Reminder to check out Mini Shoot Adventures, a fantastic blend of bullet hell and Zelda. Interesting. Also, if you're a shmup head and want to understand how normies feel playing a bullet hell, this will show you. If you want streamer mode, you gotta pony up. Huh. Okay. We will discuss all of this further, chat. Perhaps as early as next week. Oh god. But yeah. Oh, once you get me talking about shmups, I want to play shmups. I'm shmup pilled now. Are there any good shmups on the power charts here? Doesn't look like it. Just the Star Foxes, which is not exactly what I'm looking for right now. My chili is too spicy. I heard that in my head with the same intonation as my spoon is too big. My chili is too spicy. Can I just for tonight, can I assume that's what you sound like in real life? Can I just pretend? Can I have that? Just for tonight. I am a banana. Don Hertzfeld? Dan Hertzfeld? I know it's Hertzfeld. That was definitely a seminal moment in media when I was first exposed to that in, I guess that was college. I think that was college. I'm pretty sure that was college. And they have to assign silly voices. The rest of us will feel left out. There's so many of you though. This is gonna take ages to work out. And I mean, Arcane just unknowingly walked directly into that one. So. Oh man. All right, before I get trapped into this, I think we better get on with the magazine. We need to finish this tonight, and I don't think it's gonna be too much of a struggle, but I can never be sure with y'all. You've been behaving yourselves so far, but yeah. Alternatively, just one voice for all of us. It's chat. They're basically all the same anyway. All right, for tonight, y'all sound like the "my spoon is too big" guy. It's just I don't. The problem with that though is I don't know what that sounds like in like a long sentence with more intonation behind it. Oh well, I can just make assumptions. Schedule a reminder, chat, since we're ostensibly getting going with this. Tonight's a power hour, as you know that. We're finishing February 1995 tonight, by hook or by crook. Tomorrow night is nothing because I don't stream on Sundays. And then Monday, we're back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous and our democratic playthrough thereof. And that game, I'll remind you every night that we play it, some other nights as well. We are playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous until y'all vote it out. I am not calling off the vote on that. I'm not calling it early. We will play it until you want it played no more, which I'm fine either way. I am thoroughly enjoying Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I really enjoy streaming it. When y'all eventually vote it out, which I imagine you will, I will have just as much fun playing at my own time, so. Chad is the famous voice of Realm from Final Fantasy VI. Request all 10 sports games, understood. I like salad fingers. Is that the first Pathfinder? I don't fully understand the question, but no. The first Pathfinder game, the first big Pathfinder RPG was Kingmaker, as far as I know. Wrath of the Righteous is the second one from the same developer, Owlcat. So I debated actually starting with Kingmaker, but people were way more insistent on Wrath of the Righteous. So I decided to just jump straight to that one. I don't know if I agree or disagree, but having an entire 3-game series in the Game Boy top 10 is certainly something. When it's first party, all bets are off. If Pathfinder makes it Act 6 of 6, I recommend cutting off the vote then. It seems like you want to finish on stream if it makes it all the way there. Okay, granted, but that's also like, what, like 100 hours from now? Kingmaker is apparently quite impenetrable. How far did I penetrate into Kingmaker? Phrasing, I know, don't worry about it. Because I have Kingmaker. Okay, I have played Pathfinder Kingmaker for 102 minutes. I think I got through the tutorial or the prologue tutorial area, and that was it. So I really can't speak to how penetrable or impenetrable it is. But I have played it, and I was liking it. So I was also warned. Okay, did you fail the sleep tutorial in time? I will also. So long, Gay Bowser. I will also point out that people were kind of warning me about the complexity and impenetrableness of Wrath of the Righteous, and we're like 30 hours into that, and it hasn't been an issue. So. What's up, Art Dominic? I got to about the bit you've gotten to in Wrath of the Righteous. I think I rebelled at the army management stuff. Understandable. They have definitely shoved something new into the game that is quite a bit of a swerve from the standard Infinity Engine RPGing. I like it though. I like it. I'm on board with it for the time being. A lot of bullshit encounters in Kingmaker. Which Pathfinder edition is this based on? I am the wrong person to ask that. Yeah, someone in chat can let you know what Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous are based on. Yeah, I don't know. These games are my introduction to Pathfinder. Look, straight up, until I started streaming Wrath of the Righteous, I didn't even know what Pathfinder actually was. I thought it was like I thought it was part of D&D. I didn't realize it was like third party, we have D&D at home, except arguably better than the D&D it was replacing at the time. I used to play D&D 3.5 back in the day, so maybe not inaccessible to you. I mean, look, I am not exactly an old hand at CRPGs. I have a small selection that I really like, namely Fallout 1 and 2 and I guess Planescape Torment. It's got a lot of crunch in it. It's got a lot of RPG math and stats and stuff. It really has not been that bad to figure out. And I think the difficulty levels contribute heavily to that. I think if you play the game on normal or below, it's just not going to be impenetrable. I think it will be more or less understandable on the level necessary to get through it. Push it above that, all bets are off. But yeah. Normal seems to be quite graspable for me at this point. And I'm dozens of hours into it, so I feel like I can say that. I'm not anticipating a giant difficulty spike or anything, but we'll see. And I mean, if I hit one, I'll just drop the difficulty even lower, because I can do that. I see how it is. Otis can handle Pathfinder math, but not Rogue Zodiac's math. It's about time investment, man. If I'm gonna be spending like weeks streaming a game, yeah, I'm gonna figure out what the fuck is going on. But don't expect me to unravel an entire complex RPG system during a fucking variety night. Indeed, I do like that Alcat tried to make the game accessible to people like you who haven't lived and breathed Pathfinder for over a decade. And I also want to say, I know I'm such a shill for this game, but I can't help it. I love it. If Wrath of the Righteous seems cool to you, but the systems are a bit too daunting, they did an even better job with Rogue Trader. Like, Rogue Trader is really well designed from a system standpoint. It is, I'm not going to say easy to grasp, but it affords you a lot of inroads to understanding all of its systems and feats and stuff. And it definitely simplifies stuff from the Pathfinder system. I had no trouble understanding what was going on in Rogue Trader. And on the normal difficulty, you can basically do whatever you want and stomp all over the game. Heads up, I'm on my phone, and basically everything on the right was printed for ants. Yeah, this new 1995 format really doesn't do itself any favors in terms of readability. I will read everything out for y'all in case you just really want to request some sports ball games or something. Oh, I just can't do complex calculus in mere seconds. Shameful! I know. Clearly that's what's holding me back from being the big time, big money streamer over here. If only I could handle complex RPG math on the fly, but no. It is not to be. I'm forever held back, restricted to the remedial CRPGs. Fun fact, dogs are naturally great at calculus, no joke. How's that? How that be? I get why it's not there. It seems weird that any list of top 10 sports games in Nintendo Power should include Tecmo Bowl. Shouldn't you mean? Reddish orange text on orange is so easy to read. Yeah. At least they put it in a bold font. All right, anyway, let's get to it, chat. Welcome back to the Power Hours. Welcome back to volume 69, the nice volume. Tonight's the last night you can make any jokes about that. We're finishing this tonight. All we have left is the power charts and now playing. So basically, if there's any greatest hits y'all want to revive, and if there's anything that was featured in the magazine that you want to revisit, or if they cover anything in now playing that they didn't feature in the magazine, which happens at some point. Play a LAN game, dealer's choice. Okay, we can do that. Let me round this out for everybody, for the folks on mobile who absolutely cannot read this shit, and we'll see what y'all want to do off of here. Get some sleep and leave you beautiful people to enjoy your weekend. YouTube all the work. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Take care. All right. The Super NES Top 20. Well, leading the pack is, of course, Donkey Kong Country, the greatest video game ever made, bar none, no competition, the goat of all goats. Followed by Final Fantasy 3 and Mortal Kombat 2, which apparently are just trading places back and forth every month. Disney's Aladdin in fourth, which I do not think is undeserved. It is a very solid platformer, and I enjoyed it. Link to the Past is still hanging on here in fifth after 37 months on the chart. Super Metroid, Earthworm Jim, Super Punch-Out, Star Fox 2 is an odd inclusion here, considering no one can play it. Remind me, is the Game Boy Donkey Kong Land a port or totally original? It is an original game based heavily off of Donkey Kong Country. Like, it starts in very similar environs to Donkey Kong Country, but gets some new level types. It's the same gameplay style, though. Surprisingly similar, in fact. Mega Man X in 10th, and then NHL Hockey, Aerobiz Supersonic, Star Fox, NBA Jam, The Lion King, Power Rangers, NBA Live, Madden NFL, Illusion of Gaia, and NBA Jam Tournament Edition, which I don't think is even out yet at this point. Rounding out the top 20. Star Fox 2 never released, was fully playable before it was canceled. I had the old ROM forever before the SNES Mini was released. I know it was floating around for a long time. My uncle was a time traveler and got to play Star Fox 2. The weird thing for me is, like, hang on. The entries for the power charts, they have, it's this list of games on the Players Poll contest card. Oh, well, there's your problem right there. You can't read it because it's in teeny tiny iStrano vision. Nintendo Power actually did put Star Fox 2 on this list. In fact, I see a number of games that haven't been released yet on here. Like, right under it is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is not out yet. I wonder if there's any other really notable stuff on here. Comanche! Comanche is on here. Mario Paint is on here. I'm not streaming it, though. I'm not feeling an artistic mood right now. I'm not doing this to give you additional inroads to request stuff. I'm doing this out of historical curiosity. But yeah, there's actually a significant amount of stuff on this list that isn't even out yet, that they just let people vote for. So that's why Star Fox 2 is here. Pure popularity contest bullshit. But yeah. Nintendo Power gonna Nintendo Power. It is funny to see the one that famously was not gonna be out that high. Yeah, seriously. Being out like Mega Man X. Like, that's pretty wild. Anyway, the Game Boy Top 10 is Donkey Kong, that's DK94, the one we beat. Wario Land, Link's Awakening, Metroid 2, Donkey Kong Land, which also isn't out at this point. And then Super Mario Land 2, Super Mario Land, Kirby's Dream Land, Mortal Kombat 2, and Tetris. Oh my god. I just realized the Game Boy Top 10 this month is 9 first-party games and Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, Mortal Kombat made it on the game. Mortal Kombat was on fucking everything. You better believe they put Mortal Kombat on every system they could get their hands on. And it is functional. I would in no way, shape, or form call it good, but it is surprisingly functional. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, Game Boy Mortal Kombat 2 wasn't bad necessarily. 90s kids would rather imagine playing Street Fighter 2 than actually play Stone Cold Classic Mega Man X. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, Star Fox 2. Actually, you just reminded me. There is no Street Fighter on this list. I think Mortal Kombat 2 completely obliterated Street Fighter from the Nintendo Power public consciousness. You beat DK94, haven't been around for a while. Remember someone requesting you seem to decide pretty quickly enough is that? No. So what ended up happening with DK94 is that every time it showed up in the magazine, somebody would request it, and then I'd play through a couple more levels. And over the course of several months, I worked my way through the entire game. And we beat it just a couple weeks ago. Just like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. Last issue maybe, or the issue before. It was great. It's such a good game. I'm really glad I finally got to play all the way through it. Definitely a step up from Game Boy Mortal Kombat 1. Grass is always greener, and game you imagine will always be the game you have. Also true, yeah. It's our nature as humans to yearn for more. I have to stop myself from impulsively requesting DK94. Oh, you're playing it right now? Nice! Yeah, it's so much fun. It's such a well-designed game. Really, really good. Super Street Fighter 2 nuked Street Fighter 2 until Super Turbo fixed it. Yeah, but I mean, when we're talking just like pure popularity contest, you know, I'm just surprised to see something like that fall off the chart entirely, you know? No, we've talked about Super Street Fighter 2 plenty. I get it. Again, it's just really weird to see all of it. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, everything just vanish in an instant like that. Because, I mean, it was not just a mainstay of the top 20. Like, it was pretty consistently in the top 5. And they are gone. Like, gone. So, remarkable. All right, and then top 10 sports games that I don't give a shit about. Number 1 is, of course, Super Punch-Out. Not content to dominate the other 2 charts, Nintendo Power has to put a first-party game on at the top of the sports games chart as well. NHL Hockey, NBA Jam, NBA Live, Madden, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, FIFA, Ken Griffey Jr., Tecmo Super Bowl 2, that's the Super NES one, and good old Nigel Mansell. He's always lurking, chat. Nigel Mansell is always watching, always waiting. Pretty crazy to think at this point we're still like 3 to 4 years away from Pokemon. Dude, I know. Like... like, the Game Boy is still going strong, but Jesus Christ, like, I always forget how long it took Pokemon to make it to market. It's crazy. For what it's worth, the sports rankings matches their top 20 rankings. Oh God, did they just extrapolate? Did they just pull them straight out of there and add more onto the bottom to make that chart? They very well might have. Genesis Street Fighter 2 Turbo was ignoring the crunchy sound effects. It wasn't half bad. It may be my inborn nostalgia for the Super NES and its particular soundscape. It may be my general inexperience with the Genesis. I'm just not a fan of how it sounds in general. Like whenever it comes up where people are raving about the sound design or the soundtracks to games on Genesis, I'm somewhere inside me, I'm always just a little like. But again, I didn't grow up with one, so I don't have that particular nostalgia coloring my view. If I hadn't grown up with a Super NES or a 486, I probably wouldn't have the fondness for nice warm MIDI tracks that I do. But anyway, Nintendo Power cobbled together a most wanted from the pros at Nintendo, so you know this is gonna be a nice even-handed list. It includes Donkey Kong Country on Super NES. Like, I thought the point of the most wanted was for unreleased games, but they still just shoved Donkey Kong Country at the top of it? Did they mean Donkey Kong Country 2? I don't know, man. Editorial standards are just... What are they even? What are we even doing here, chat? I've been doing the Power Hours for how many years, and I still can't get over some of the shit that Nintendo Power bothers to print. It's the kids who don't have Donkey Kong yet. But it says this month's most wanted comes from the pros at Nintendo. Like this was not a survey. This is the people at Nintendo. They went around and were like, "Hey, what games are you most looking forward to?" And their number one is something that came out like 5 months ago. It says the games people want to play. All right. But like, counterpoint, every single other one of these games is unreleased. Like, it is literally the only game on this list that was released. So, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. We're still months away from Secret of Evermore at this point. It's been an hour of no game. Yes! Victory! Score! No, I was doing a little bit of scouting ahead, and the first inklings of Super Evermore are actually in the next issue. They have some very, like, and I mean early, like, concept art previews of Secret of Evermore starting from March. Probably a typo. That's what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm thinking. They can't afford it because Nintendo's paying them shit. Filling the survey out was part of the job description, and Nintendo Power got to dictate everyone's number one. Super Metroid! I've done so much Super Metroid. I'll think about that one. Anyway, most wanted list is Donkey Kong Country. One of them, I guess, whatever. Number 2 is Killer Instinct. Number 3 is Star Fox 2. Then Comanche. Keep waiting, friendos. We're still waiting in the year of our Lord 2025. Donkey Kong Land, Doom, what we know now as Doom 64. NBA Jam Tournament Edition, Secret of Evermore, FX Fighter, and Kirby's Dream Land 2. Super Metroid defeated by being too stone cold of a classic. Yeah, the issue with Super Metroid is I've beaten it on stream. I played it some more after that. I played Did I do the entire randomizer on here? Or did I just start it? I may have just started one. But yeah, I've done a lot of Super Metroid on this channel. Some amazed with how puny Doom 64's file size is. Pretty incredible, isn't it? Pretty incredible what they were able to cram onto that cart. Even Silk Song is coming up for Comanche. Can request N64 games? I'm afraid not. No. Our N64 capabilities are forthcoming. They're on the horizon, but we're not there yet. So. Also, I've kind of discovered over the years of doing the Power Hours, I don't really want to get too far out ahead of anything. Like we had some good times back when they were teasing the Super Nintendo, doing some early Super Nintendo games and stuff. But I've come to realize, like, major features, like big stuff like Killer Instinct and Doom 64, I don't really want to do those until they get their features in the magazine. Like, I know I'm sure people are excited for them. I'm actually pretty excited for some stuff on the N64 because I only had that console very briefly. But I mean, the inevitable problem is if we do them the very first moment they show up, what do we do when we actually get to those features in the magazine? We just end up skimming it. And change it NBA Jam? No, I'm sick to death of NBA Jam. You know what? You know what? I think the power charts are actually just kind of losing general appeal because I just don't want to play a lot of this stuff again. I mean, we look at this chart, like the Super NES chart. I full played Donkey Kong Country. I full played Final Fantasy 3. I've done plenty of Mortal Kombat 2. Full played Aladdin. Full played Link to the Past. Full played Super Metroid. Hate Earthworm Jim. I played tons of Punch-Out. Haven't done Star Fox 2. Full played Mega Man X. Sports Doesn't Matter. Aerobiz is a sim. I don't think I've full played Star Fox, but I've done a ton of it. I'm sick to death of NBA Jam. Lion King sucks. Played a bunch of Power Rangers. Sports. Full played Illusion of Gaia. And more NBA Jam. Like, that really doesn't leave a whole lot of room to breathe in terms of requests, honestly. MMPR, what the hell? There's a phrase, the funeral ends when you get out of the casket, turn the page, and surely something better must be there. Yeah, we should probably honestly just move on. I will... Oh, Power Rangers. We've done a bunch of Power Rangers. We've done Power Rangers like 2 or 3 times, and it's good. Like, believe me, it's good, but yeah. Sure, it's all old stuff. The nature of his best stuff list means stuff we mostly all seen a ton of here or elsewhere, so yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna start... I think there would be wisdom in de-emphasizing these power charts. I think there'd be wisdom in just skimming them for the future, because yeah, I've done too much of it. Yeah, at least Monopoly can't hurt us any longer until they do like a top 10 board games or something. Oh God, they might actually do that at some point. Pretty sure there's a Super NES Monopoly too, so it's not like it would be too far out of season. So yeah, until Super Monopoly. All right, I do have a request up for a land game dealer's choice. We're gonna do that. We are going to do that. Hang on there. fuck. Keep forgetting about my controller. I don't leave it plugged in now because it plugged in a really awkward spot. Let's play some Super Mario Land 2. It's been a while. We did Super Mario Land 1 not too long ago, and we basically had our chance with Wario Land. Like I've done a fair bit of Wario Land, and it just didn't end up being that captivating. Gigapoly, the 1000 Space Monopoly game. Never sleep again. I will always greatly appreciate how weird and unique the Mario Land games are. Very glad they exist and are what they are. Like, there's so many things about Mario Land, like, this Mario Land that's not like the others. Love how flappy Mario's feet are. Oh, yeah. He's fucking cooking in this game. Like, little things. The star doesn't move. It just pops out. And the song for Invulnerability is really weird. Coins aren't used for one-ups in this. One-ups are not mushrooms, they're hearts. Why is the bell so scary? Everything about this game is a little bit off. Oh god. Oh god, I really fucked that. Everything about Mario Land is a little bit weird. Like, it feels like it could be a Mario creepypasta on its own, honestly. What happened to Mario's sense of inertia in this game? Yeah, there isn't any. Mario has like no inertia in this game. He controls very differently than he does from the other ones. Maybe the streamers play is a little bit off. Okay. We'll do one world in this. We've got Tree World, Space World, Macro World, I think, Halloween World, Mario World, and Underwater World. What do you want to see? Which you feel like? Prefer that to having to deal with the physics on every jump. Turt. Do we want the big turt? Halloween, space. You diversifying, chat. I need somebody to second something. I need a deciding vote here. House. God damn it! Don't pick another one. Halloween. Okay, yeah, we're doing Halloween. Good, because that actually dovetails nicely with what I was saying about this game, like, bordering on being a creepypasta on its own. I mean, first enemy you see here is like a pastiche of Jason Voorhees. Why are you asking? We're just gonna die. I won't allow it! Bunny Mario. Wait, does it go somewhere? It does. Goes this weird little room. Bunny Mario OP. Bunny Mario is huge in this game. Bunny Mario is so clutch in this game. The final level, like Wario's castle, is such a giant pain in the dick if you don't have Bunny Mario. They should bring back Bunny Mario. I completely agree. I've always wanted a Mario game that brings back everything. Like Mario Ultimate. Like every fucking power that Mario has ever had in his entire life. Put them all in one game and give us levels that actually use them all. I think this might be the only place in the game where that vampire appears. Which is another one of the weird things about this. There are totally like little set piece critters in this. Enemies that you will only ever see once in the entire game. Probably my least favorite of the world. Stage design is kind of annoying and theme is kind of whatever. I get that. I get that. It's a very weird feeling game. I like it because of that, but I totally understand people disliking it because of that. Like, the fact that the levels are so open and often just void of anything, like, gives this a very unique feel that's unlike any other Mario game. It's like, it's a weirdly somber Mario game. Especially these days when Mario games are so bright and upbeat and peppy and jazzy. Like, this game just feels like anathema. I like the yokai level too. And again, probably like the only place they show up. I like the area develops you find the secret stages. I like that too. The stakes are so low, the issue is that Wario stole his house. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, that guy's in the way. Fuck. Oh, that sucks too. If you grab a mushroom while you're Bunny Mario, it de-bunnies you. I like the Bonanzas, I go by DK being a bit moodier. Returns and Tropical Freeze were both pretty bright. This housing market, those are the highest stakes you can imagine. I'm getting that bunny. There we go. I forget where the exit to the... There's an exit to a secret level here. Lantern yokai are unsettling. Ooh, lucky me. Wish I went out all the way in the other direction, open on DK nursing a glass of bourbon in one hand, chain smoking bananas in the other. Oh my god, that Goomba's dead! It's the ghost of every Goomba I've ever squished. You can go up one of these, I know. I forget which one. Or not. I've been wrong before, and I'll do it again! Ghost of Goomba's past. Oh, I don't need that. Yeah, there's no score in this one either. I feel like this has to be one of the earliest Mario games to issue score entirely. Do you see how much empty space there is in this game? How sparse the enemies tend to be? Oh, I found the secret exit, nice. What do coins do if not one-ups? I can show you. After we finish the pumpkin zone, I'll show you. Yeah, basically one-ups with extra steps, yeah. It's true. Oh shit, okay. What do hearts do? Mushrooms already exist. Hearts are one-ups. I guess their logic was, since the Game Boy is monochromatic, you can't actually tell the difference between the kinds of mushrooms. So we'll just use hearts instead. I mean, that's what original Mario Land did. So it's actually just lifting from original Mario Land. Okay. Run through this real quick. Also, this is Mario running at full tilt. Like, you're just not as fast in this game as you are in some of the other Marios. And it feels a little awkward. The classic coin arrow showing you where the secret is. Debunnying is not a word I thought knew exists. The small screen is for the best. Hard to argue with that, really. A 3-up is so easy to get. Oh god, it's a fucking lamprey or something. But yeah, the total lack of a background, just it being a black space with weird shit. This, like the other GB games, showers you with lives. Shit. The bosses in this game are all really easy, except for Wario himself. Coin! Like the specimen jar is very creepy. Cat-powered UFO yesterday was great. I'm definitely gonna play more of that in my own time. Okay, real quick, let me show you what you can do with coins. The only thing that coins do is if you take them into this cave, There are these pipes that cost coins. And they let you gamble! On things like 1-ups and power-ups. Whee! If you actually save up to 999 coins, I think there's a chance that you can gamble up like 99 lives, I think. Like, I think this one, I think this pipe is just guaranteed lives between like 5 or 10 and just maximum, so. Anyway, chat. Anyway. That was a quick revisit to Mario Land 2. Good old classic Mario Land 2. Can't beat it. I mean, you can actually. Glad they're cracking down Bellatra after looking at that. So yeah, all right, we did that. Power Rangers, okay. The level code for the last level. All right, cool. Let's do a little bit of Power Rangering real quick. All right, that is 2596 is what we're looking for. 2596. 2596. Starter option. Password 2596. There we go. Area 7. We're Megazord. What else can we do? Ooh. Do I have a block button? I want a block button. Hard to tell. We've got some like cool special abilities, but I don't really know how to use them. Oh, there we go. Okay. Boom. Oh, God. You're shooting titty missiles at me. I hate it when they do that. Boom! Kevin's games are accurate. It still says Bandora Palace on the base because it still did in the show. Oh, fuck. Wait, what's going on? Oh, Lord. Oh, Christ. Okay. That's probably bad. Well, can we do that when we run out of life, man? I'm betting we can. Man, wow, my dumbass, oh Lord. Oh no, it's game over. Let's try it one more time. My dumbass was thinking there was gonna be a block button. No, this works just like a fighting game. You just hold back to block. There's like an attack button and a specials button, and you basically just aim them. Like you can do highs or lows. Boom. No! Rip, the vacuum of space has claimed you. I really thought I had that guy stun locked over there. Okay, I went way better. You owned the Megazord at one point? Wish you guys see the rest of the Zords more often. They usually only summon them to go straight to Megazord. It's true, yeah. It would have been neat to see them do more with the individual ones. Give them like, yeah, like individual abilities and stuff to do, you know? Well, I'm sure some Sentai show since then has done that. Oh my god, that does so much damage, Jesus Christ! And it charges up so fast, too. Fuck. Chroma Squad is really fantastic. I think I played a little bit of Chroma Squad. Just a little bit. Alright, I'm good. I don't feel like beating my face against that thing for any longer. Go Busters, the paramilitary kind of one, had the individual ones have specific roles. Should get Chroma Squad? You should. Chroma Squad's a great game. Chroma Squad really seems to live up to its concept. All right, let's move on, chat. I've had enough of this chart. Let's look at the other games that we've already played. What's up, QT Go? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Welcome back to February in 1995. We're on this issue's last legs, so what do we got? All right, I spy with my little eye. One game that wasn't featured in the magazine is actually the first one they talk about, Acme Animation Factory. Oh my god, I just realized. They arranged this in alphabetical order. Acme, Bassin, Brett, C2, Desert Strike, ESPN, Full. They just sorted them by their first letter. All right, real quick. Direct your own Looney Tunes characters cartoon, sort of. Acme Animation Factory has all the basics for a great creative tool, except the memory needed to give budding artists real variety. 10 of the most famous Looney Tunes characters are included. Each character comes with one multi-frame animation sequence, and that's the problem. With only one sequence, you can create only one scene per character. Characters themselves exist as line art, ready for the animator filled with color. Freehand drawing tools are limited. Okay, so this sounds like a Mario Paint concept, but extremely limited. Sounds like something that you would see like on the NES, not the SNES. What's up, Bretto Blaster? Who say my name? There's a couple where the robots are alive. They have a bit more focus on them as characters. That could be pretty neat. All right, good Looney Tunes character animation, although limited. Lots of minuses. Controls aren't as easy or obvious as they should be. Limited character art, limited tools. You really need a Super NES mouse for precision control. And if you have the mouse, you have Mario Paint. They make an excellent point there. There was a Hanna-Barbera style one as well for PC as bad. They really, like, licensed games don't really get this whole, like, art and animation creator thing. It's kind of wild how well Mario Paint did it. And did it before so many of them, and then none of them just really bothered to follow suit, you know? All right, Bass and Black Bass. Hot B is the acknowledged champion of video fishing games. I learned something tonight. Latest Bass Pack serves up the best angling ever. Bass Pack sounds like I'm right on the verge of saying something really filthy. Besides sporting the most realistic graphics for a fishing game, the controls are simple to grasp while closely mimicking the real experience of fishing. Alright, good interface, realistic graphics, and sound captivating. It may sound odd, but you don't have to be a fishing fan to have a great time with this game. Minus is very slow. You gotta be patient to play this or any fishing game. Limited casting power, no weights to extend your cast, few varieties of fish, and only the bass count in tournaments. I'm noticing... Okay, it's just these first two. But whoever's doing the now playing this month is at least using a lot of parentheticals in the positives and negatives, at least on these first two. Bread Hull Hockey, I don't care. NHLPA license and real players, improved play control and graphics, excellent play-by-play announcing, coaching option, allows emphasis to be switched, there are no play strategies. However, hard to see the puck at mid and long distances, auto goalie can be slow to react to obvious scoring threats, team AI could be better. Okay. Whatever, I don't care. C2 Judgment Clay. No. If the play is the thing, then C2 lives up to his predecessors, Clay Fighter and Clay Fighter Tournament. If the characters are the thing, this one leaves out some of the best. C2 is covered, yeah. Music and voices are exceptional, greatly improved backgrounds and character graphics, good play control, the 8-player tournament is a good party option. However, most changes seem cosmetic. The new characters, although they have new moves, don't add appreciably to the game. We definitely miss Blue Suede, Goo, and Helga. The pros and cons are actually bringing up good points on both sides, a refreshing change of pace from the now playing of old. We don't speak of those dark times. But yeah, they're actually, I don't want to curse it, but they're doing a pretty decent job this month. Will they acknowledge the extremely racist character designs? Guessing not. Wait, did C2 have the racist ones, or was that Clay Fighter 3? Hang on, real quick. I already forgot. Sorry, I know this is really hard on the eyes. Oh, I went too far. There's this goddamn thing. Okay. No, I think C2 is safe. Because they brought back Bad Mr. Frosty, the Goo Guy, and I forget who else. Oh, Tiny. Hoppy is just a Rambo pastiche. Kangoo. I don't know if they have an offensive Australian accent or something. The baby's a baby, the octo's an octopus. I remember Nana had like a Rastafarian thing going, but I mean, he doesn't have dreadlocks. He's not swathed in the Jamaican flag or anything, so. Yeah, I think it's the next game that was super, super racist. Like, had a really just god-awful Asian caricature. Yeah, which is arguably worse since it came out a while later, yeah. To have a bobsled team. That'd be pretty funny, honestly. I wonder if bananas or jalapenos are Rasta. Good question. Just... Jungle Association, maybe? Tropical Association? I don't know. I'm not... I'm not real big on speculating on stereotype logic. I remember nothing of Clay Fighter 3. What systems did it make it to? Like, Clay Fighter 3 didn't make it to Super Nintendo, did it? Was it N64? Oh my god, I watched a Matt McMuscles video on this like ages ago, and I didn't learn anything from it. 64, I think? Okay. Well, we'll see when we get there, unfortunately. All right, Desert Strike. The game that brought the Gulf War home to Super NES players has now come out for Super Game Boy. They don't really do this anymore, do they? It only now occurred to me. But like the Gulf War actually spawned a bunch of video games and stuff, and plenty of them did not exactly take it very seriously. I feel like developers don't really do this anymore. Like, I can't think of any games based on like modern military conflicts. Like, this is like the worst thing in the world, but could you imagine a video game about like the Israeli invasion of Gaza or something? Who wants to pitch Super Ukraine Strike? Yeah. I mean, I want to say that culturally we're just more sensitive to this kind of like suffering and misfortune now. But I almost kind of feel like it's just companies not wanting to be overtly political with their games. Yeah, but then you look out the window, exactly. God. Almost literally, I have a neighbor like one street over that flies like thin blue line flags and shit. I've never spoken to them, thank God. I think I'd have an aneurysm on the spot. Yeah, Gaza strike would be so much worse. You think there might be some Ukraine war games when and if Ukraine wins? Otherwise, if the war is not seen as having a good outcome, then there will be no valorization of it. Yeah, there weren't... I know there are some, but you definitely don't see like Vietnam war games the same way you see like World War II war games or like Gulf War games. You don't see like Korean War game. Yeah, exactly. Or Korea. Yeah. This is still the period where people thought US military intervention was good. Well, yeah. And then we got, I think we got a supercharge off of 9/11 with that, because we definitely had a whole mess of video games about going to Middle Eastern countries, named or made up, and fucking up a whole bunch of shit. And then I don't know, maybe in the wake of that, they kind of backed off a bit. Oh God, America's Army. There's a really good Korean War sitcom for a long time. Wait, what? Really? But yeah, I don't know. Oh, was that MASH? See, I've never seen MASH. I don't actually know much about it. Aren't that many American stakes for big publishers to bother? You're mostly proxy warring at this point. Outside of the war on terror games like COD and all that stuff. I also think Call of Duty kind of sucked a lot of the air out of the room. Like, Call of Duty really did kind of corner the market on first-person big spectacle war games. Because we used to have more of those. Remember Medal of Honor? MASH was Korea, but aired during Vietnam. Okay. Okay. MASH is really good, a bit dated, and some of its humor is still really progressive for the time. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, never too late to check it out, I suppose. Remember, I played the PS1 games. But yeah. I don't know, it just occurred to me, like it suddenly struck me. Like the Strike series is interesting. Because they definitely started with, you know, they started with Desert Strike and the Gulf War. But then they just kind of started making up their own conflicts. You know, there was Jungle Strike, there was Urban Strike, there was Nuclear Strike. And I think all those were just like made up wars to go along with the like cartoony, chaotic action. Urban Strike was great. See, I haven't played any of the other Strike games, and I would like to. I was always interested in the Strike series, but I didn't get into it in the Super Nintendo days, and I never made a point to pick them up when they made it to PC. SNES MechWarrior game that plays a Strike game? Oh, really? I'll look forward to getting to that, I think. All right, anyway, regarding Desert Strike, let's see. Fewer missions in the smaller pack, only 3. Those that have been included are nearly identical to the original missions. All right, they say good Super Game Boy graphics. That's the only thing they have to say about it. Only thing good they have to say about it. Hit detection is not good. Your missiles have less range than enemy missiles. Damage indication is poor. Some vital information is shown only on subscreen, forcing you to stop and check it often. I agree with all these points. Do you feel the airport massacre stage of Modern Warfare 2 need to exist, or was it too tasteless? Woo. Asking the tough questions tonight. All right. I think the airport massacre stage, I think it was actually a pretty important milestone in gaming. And from my perspective, I think they handled it well. Like within the context of the game, it's an important part of the storyline. It makes sense with what's going on, and it's, you know, with the war on terror having dragged on as long as it had at that point, I think it was something worth discussing. And it was an important point of discussion on a lot of fronts, you know. I think there was a lot of healthy discussion. I think it spawned a lot of healthy discussion around like portraying violence in video games and player agency. With the benefit of hindsight, though, it's interesting that the Call of Duty series, after they did that, after they put that mission in, they kind of started trying to top themselves in subsequent Call of Duties, but with each subsequent attempt, it was less impactful and less meaningful. '24 syndrome, yeah. But no, I think it was a net positive. I think it spawned a lot of important discussions, and I think to their credit they handled it well, because they, like, if you never played Modern Warfare 2, like, they warn you about it. They're like, the mission itself is optional. You can choose to skip it entirely, and they're like, you will be committing atrocities in this next mission. You know, we don't condone this or anything, and like a whole lot of disclaimers about it. And they ask you, do you want to play through this mission? And it's really well done. It is honestly a really well done. It's really well done for what it is. Opt out. I think opting out of it was necessary. I think we'd be having a very different conversation about Call of Duty right now if they hadn't done that. But they had the awareness of what they made. They understood what they made, and it was very impactful. The first time I played through it, it was pretty sobering. Like, I honestly don't think I've ever played a sequence in a video game that made me feel as bad about what I was doing. And I want to be real mean about Spec Ops: The Line right now, but I won't. That's not what we're talking about. Yeah, they did a really, really good job with it. And it's an interesting experience too. Like, the first time you play through that sequence, it's shocking. Like, it really has an effect on you. If you have a soul, I suppose. Like, it's a hell of a thing to witness. It's a hell of a thing to participate in. It was like, wow, okay. It really felt like it changed the whole complexion of the game. But then, after you play through it once, I don't know if everybody was like this, but I had that awareness that this is a video game. None of these people are real, and it's just, you know, it's electronic entertainment. So I remember I went back into that mission and started screwing around in it. After that initial shock had worn off, after the initial statement that it made, it honestly became like any other part of a video game. It became a level that you can go mess around in. So, and that in and of itself was an interesting experience too. To realize that you can make something like horrific and poignant and deeply meaningful, but also by its nature as part of a video game, watch in real time as that meaning and relevance evaporates to the average player. So, yeah, I'm glad it exists. I think it was a good addition to the game on a lot of levels, and I think it's an interesting touchstone in the evolution of video games. I hope that answers your question. Sup, Americansky, you played the first Call of Duty, the World War II one. I think I played that one a little bit. As far as Call of Duties go, I played Modern Warfare 2 a lot. I got caught up in the craze over that. I got it. I played all the way through the campaign. I played a ton of multiplayer. I tried to get into the first Black Ops after that. Like, I own it. But I never finished the campaign, and I didn't really get into the multiplayer on it. The only other Call of Duty I played after that was Infinite Warfare. And I played most of the campaign and a little bit of the multiplayer, but I think that was their last chance to get me back. I was interested in the sci-fi aesthetic of it, but I didn't think it was a very good game. I see what you're doing, Eva. I'm not taking the bait on this one. ESPN National Hockey Night. It's a hockey game, and I don't give a shit. Nice graphics and sound, NHL license, battery backed up memory, good options. Very difficult to tell which player you control, not easy to pick up and play, poor vertical view. Excuse me. I think I coughed and got the hiccups at the same time. Full throttle racing. I think we missed a lot of these sports games when we were skimming through the sports section, which is fine because again, I don't care. Oh, this is that one that combines motorcycle and jet ski racing. I remember now. Let's see here. Lots of variety, good speed, nitro and power-ups along the course, upgrade machines with winnings. However, obstacle drivers who don't count in the position rankings. Why hit detection results in hitting objects when you shouldn't? Not much driving strategy, so that sounds kind of boring. All right, on this page, I see sports. I see Puyo Puyo, Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X2, sports, Sequest, and sports. Jesus Christ. What's hidden on the bottom right? Tecmo Super Bowl. Actually, the text for this one's pretty interesting. I'll read through that when we get to it. But GP1 Part 2. The cycle circuit has never been this fast or cruel. GP1 Part 2 is the ultimate test on two wheels. Good control and graphics. All AI adjust competition to suit your trial performance. Chance to customize bike after race. One mistake, you'll play catch up from the back of the pack. 34 character password. Give us a break. Tell me about it. If you're gonna put a password in your game, don't make it more than like, I don't know, 16 characters maybe? Okay, Kirby's Avalanche. I'm curious what they have to say about this. Kirby battles his way towards the Dream Fountain in this competitive puzzle game. Most Tetris-type puzzle games pit you against a single field in which you must manipulate various objects. In Kirby's Avalanche, you're always playing in a two-field competition with various boss characters. Although the game seems ridiculously simple at first glance, the difficulty of creating multiple avalanches of blobs is very high. The Japanese version of this game, Super Puyo Puyo, was a big hit. So they do call it out, chat. They do acknowledge that this was something else in Japan. Very challenging, easy to learn and play. You can adjust the difficulty. Not much variety in type of play or graphics. I take exception. I take exception to them listing not much variety in type of play or graphics as a negative for a puzzle game. Not while Tetris exists. Like, speak to the quality of the puzzling itself. Don't just knock one of these games for lack of variety and call it a day. Because a solid puzzle game will captivate people with a single game mode for ages, if done well. Yeah, 34 characters is wildly unnecessary. Unless it's is it somehow keeping track of like your money and your like lap times or something through passwords? That'd be insane. All right, Kirby's Dream Course. Hit him, launch him, drop him in a hole. Take him, mash him, put him in a stew. Kirby keeps coming back for more in this golf-like action winner. It isn't exactly golf, pool, or pinball, but it's a little bit of all those things and more. Kirby's Dream Course requires aiming skill. Launch Kirby near the hole. But there are enemies on these courses that put a new twist on the action. What's up, Lord Crispin? Good to see you. Unique gameplay, good three-quarter perspective, challenging. On the other side, annoying music making short shots can be tough. I didn't find the music annoying. I don't think I found the music annoying. Did I find the music annoying? I don't think I did, Chad. I didn't think short shots were that tough either, but you do you, Nintendo Power. I know you're always going to. Mega Man X2, powered up with a new chip, while his enemies just have a chip on their shoulders. Capcom souped up the latest outing for Mega Man X by adding a special DSP chip in the game pack. The internal chip is used for super fast math calculations or used to create special 3D effects and extra large sprites. The enhanced graphics are fun, and so is this game, which features all new enemies and weapons. Positive, excellent play control, fun and challenging. Minus, the format is basically the same as every other Mega Man game. Like, on the one hand, chat, do you think that's a legit criticism? Do you think that the Mega Man series should be criticized for having basically the same format every time? I think I see where your thoughts are at, chat. You only need one game of everything. Shit, it plays like Mega Man. That sucks. Burger has cheese, not like all other cheeseburgers. 0 out of 10. The one thing that gives me pause is that my favorite Mega Man is Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy, which does mix things up. And it makes a significant difference, you know? It being the most unique of the mainline Mega Man games really adds a lot of appeal to it. Depends on if the formula gotten tired and the quality reflects it. Okay, how about this? I think because this is Mega Man X2, I don't think that's a valid complaint because it's only the second X game. And yes, it is very similar to the first X game, but there's only 2 of them. And we did note some significant differences in the style and structure of it when we were playing it. So I think this is a much more legitimate criticism leveled at like Mega Man 5 or 6 on NES. Because at that point, you know, you've already done essentially the same formula 4 or 5 times. I think there's more of a case there to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing now? You know? Especially Mega Man 6. I'm sorry, I think that's a really boring game. Like, I just don't care at that point. How many Mario games have they made again? At this point, I guess, what would we say, 6? 7? Depending on how you count All-Stars. 3 Super Marios on Nintendo, Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, and then the first 2 Mario Lands on Game Boy. Plus All-Stars. Mega Man 6 adds nothing new, right? Beat is earlier, the charge gun is earlier. It does add the jetpack. It adds Rush as transforming armor. But yeah, one thing about the NES Mega Mans. So Mega Man 1 has 6 bosses and then the Wily stages. Mega Man 2 has 8 bosses and then the Wily stages. Mega Man 3 has 8 bosses and then the 4 Doc Robot stages and then the Wily stages. And Mega Man 4 has 8 bosses, the Dr. Cossack stages, and then the Wily stages. So the first 4 Mega Man games on NES all had pretty significant differences. All of them were pretty clear evolutions of the formula. After that, though, 5 and 6 kind of copy the same formula that 4 started. 5 is 8 Robot Masters, the Proto Man stages, and then the Wily stages. And 6 is 8 Robot Masters, the Mr. X stages, and the Wily stages. So, yeah, I think if you were gonna leverage this complaint against any of the Mega Man games at this juncture, it would be 5 and or 6. I don't think you need to be attacking the Mega Man X series when we're only 2 games in. Forgive a lot for Jetpack. All right, Newman Haas IndyCar Racing with Nigel Mansell. He's always watching, chat. Nigel Mansell is never far away. Nigel Mansell's second licensed Super NES racer adds a 2-player option, lots of customizing controls, and exceptionally smooth steering. Several play modes. May not be as challenging as Michael Andretti's. The racing seems more realistic. Definitely top contender. Who is that again? I have no fucking clue. I have absolutely no idea who Nigel Mansell is. I just like talking about him. He is a racy boy. Oh my. Very good play control, good graphics and sound, good opponent AI. You're never out of the race. That is good. Negatives. Practice mode doesn't include multiple tracks, although you can customize play controls, you can't modify your car. Yeah. Racing games do get a lot of mileage out of being... mileage, see what I did there? Do get a lot of mileage out of being able to customize your car. But quite frankly, Nigel Mansell's is keeping me sane right now. He taught James May how to drive on a track one time. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Good evening around the board, good to see you. NFL Quarterback Club, whatever, man. Excellent graphics and play control, lots of play options. Negative, no 4-player option. I mean, if I am basing this reception just on the positives and negatives, this must be the greatest football game ever made. Because they have absolutely no complaints about the gameplay or the graphics or the sound or the AI or the controls or anything. They're just pissed there's no 4-player option. It is, other than that, a beyond reproach, chat. British Formula 1 driver wears a dope cap. Okay. You only need one football game, unironically. All right, rally. Bun bashing back road rally racing from JVC. Only game that's anything like it is Super Off-Road. The Baja, the perspective here is from the inside of the car rather than behind the vehicle. Challenge factor is high. Practice mode, lots of course and conditions, and different racing experience, challenging. Although much of the challenge comes from poor control. I remember us checking this out. Oversteering is required. The scrolling background muddles up the view so much it's actually easier to focus on the road at night with the mud on the windshield than under regular conditions. Oof. Big oof. Big oof. NFL Quarterback Club didn't give me a handy 0. All right, Sequest DSV takes a similar approach to Star Trek Starfleet Academy in that you're a cadet using a simulator to earn your place on board the real ship. Makes use of many missions. Interface differs from Spacefaring Cousin. It's late. I'm tired. Good mission-based adventure, lots of variety, excellent graphics and sound. Minus hit detection problems, particularly in the overhead view that makes maneuvering the Sequest difficult. I experienced that, yeah. Trying to navigate that giant tub of a ship around craggy rocks and undersea buildings is tough. Perhaps too much emphasis on using torps on baddies. I would agree with that as well. You know, Sequest was ostensibly undersea Star Trek. So, basing everything on combat and sinking people is not actually a very good look for it. Tecmo Super Bowl Special Edition. Okay, so this is interesting. A few lucky Tecmo Super Bowl fans will get a treat for the new year, a limited edition TSB with some excellent improvements. With only 15,000 copies of the game in circulation, it'll be difficult to find, and chances are it won't ever be available at a discount. Somebody look up how much Tecmo Super Bowl Special Edition is on eBay. Because apparently it was an intentionally rare cart. Some of the new features include 3-season schedules, player trades, quarterback audibles, twice as many plays, changeable defensive plays, improved graphics, animation schedules. That's a lot of improvements, honestly. That is a lot of improvements. All the Tecmo Super Bowl features have made the series so successful. Excellent improvements in a collector's issue, but limited supplies. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they decided to do a limited run. Seeing $180, I mean, that's pretty baseline for a Super NES game these days. That's not bad at all. Color me surprised. Tiny Toons Wacky Sports Challenge. I don't really care. Lots of variety, good graphics, and music, 4-player fun. Different controller sequences for almost every event. Fortunately, Konami included a controller schematic before each event. Okay. Whatever. Limited, but also who wants it? Good point. I guess Tecmo Super Bowl came a long way from its NES glory days, huh? TNN Best Tournament of Champions. Good options, easy casting, challenging. Long download period between screens. Long download period? I think they mean long loading period. You don't see the rod while reeling except when the fish is on the line. Doesn't feel like fishing. Confusing control once a fish is on the line. That seems like a really particularly bad oversight if your fishing game doesn't feel like fishing. Like, you had one job. Make the fishing feel like fishing, please. Ironically, that might mean I would appreciate it more. Because I don't need my fishing to feel like real fishing. Oops, we made a fishing shmup. Oh god, I want to make a fishing shmup now. Counterpoint fishing game that feels like fishing would be absolutely awful. Maybe the creators hate fishing. Fishing shmup. Wait, isn't that basically the Darius games? Choose your Kirby. All right, we can do that. Yeah, it's basically Ace of Seafood. Wolverine Adamantium Rage. The X-Men's Wolverine may be one of the most unlikely superheroes. Boy, that's a hilarious statement in the year 2025. There's no doubting the tortured character's popularity. In this game, Wolverine is lured to a laboratory where he hopes to find a cure for his lycanthropy. In this game, Wolverine is lured to a laboratory where he hopes to find a cure for his lycanthropy. What? Where in the God Christ hell did they get that impression? Did chat? Did they think he's called Wolverine because he's an actual wolf man? Did they not know? Still think a fantasy fishing RPG would do really well. I think there's more than a couple of those. Like Satellite says, Legend of the River King is on Game Boy. And I'm sure, I know there are fantasy fishing RPGs on Steam. There has to be. Has to be. Please go back a couple of pages and see if there's werewolves. Look, I'm a lovely, I don't have to. I can tell you with absolute certainty, there are no werewolves in Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Like, no fucking way. Maker this story, tell me you know nothing about Wolverine without saying you know nothing about Wolverine. Wolverine became a werewolf on 2 occasions, but only one for real. And I know for a fact they're not referencing that here. Somebody who doesn't know dick about Marvel comics or comics in general was asked to write this blurb. Didn't even look at the game, didn't even try the game, just squirted that out. What's even worse is Wolverine isn't even a dog species, much less a wolf. Exactly, yeah. Captain America became a werewolf? Damn. All right, anyway, good graphics, character data library, lots of special moves and attacks. Minuses, some moves can be difficult to control, yes. Overall play control should be tighter, yes. But adapting this weakness may be worth the effort. No. just no. Look, if Spider-Man can become a man spider, Wolverine can become Wolf Marine. Well, okay. That's different, though, because Spider-Man gets his powers from being bitten by a radioactive spider. It makes sense that he's gonna mutate into a man spider. Like, Wolverine's mutant power is just a healing factor. It has nothing to do with animals. Do you just heal away lycanthropy? You know, I bet they've explored that too. Like, if somebody tried to turn Wolverine into a vampire, would his healing factor negate the vampire's curse or whatever? Would it negate the lycanthropic disease? That's apparently what happened. Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right, WWF Raw includes the biggest names in professional wrestling in sound and sight extravaganza, action slams around the ring, 10 levels of difficulty. Wow. More match modes than previous WWF titles, including one-on-one tag team Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Bedlam, and Raw Endurance. Even a rematch option. Current stars are in great play options, including a 4-player option. You have multiplayer adapter plugged in. Minuses, most of the changes other than play options are just cosmetic. The wrestlers look about the same in the ring as in previous WWF games. And then there's WCW Super Brawl. The world of wrestling is getting crowded with both WCW and WWF titles being released. Wrestling fans will appreciate the differences between the wrestlers, but video game fans may find it less easy to distinguish the gameplay. WCW favorites, good sounds. Characters are larger than those in WWF. However, the play control is a matter of speed and proximity, but it often feels random. You could argue being turned into a vampire is life-threatening. That's super rules, Larry. Weird seeing Raw in the SNES, like Raw is War is that old. It is, yeah. Raw was... When did they start Raw? I mean, early 90s. Because, I mean, I started watching wrestling in the, like, when the SmackDown era began. Like, I remember when SmackDown was added to their lineup, and that was... What was that? I mean, that was, what, 95 or 96? Had to be. I was in middle school. Yeah, it had... Yeah, SmackDown actually had to start around this time. So that means Raw had already been around for several years. Look, time is meaningless. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about a thing. It's all a flat circle. We all come from dust. We will all return to dust. Don't worry about when your big sweaty sportsmans were. Just worry about them being. From before the WWE. Yeah, I remember when that change happened too. Flat time to go flat Earth. Not me, I'm living to 1 billion years old. All right. Now, the interesting thing for me on the power meters here is which games are the editor picks. And there's a clear lead this month. And that's Mega Man X2. All 5 editors, Scott, Leslie, Jeff, John, and Dan, went in for Mega Man X2. All of them except Jeff went in on Kirby's Dream Course. Then we had 2 for Basson's Black Bass, 2 for Newman Haas Indy Mansell, which is a really hilarious condensed version of that. And then 1 each for Kirby's Avalanche, NFL Quarterback Club, and Sequest DSV. No less. Scott, fan of sports simulations and adventures, decided Sequest DSV was worth his special attentions. Then again, Undead Unluck also has a guy with a power that makes all the wounds he gives people never close on their own and stops people from doing anything that would heal them. So if he tells people that's how his power works, they can't attack him. This killing him would fall under trying to heal yourself. Interestingly, rules lawyery. Also, I noticed they have a column now. I don't remember if they had this column last month for the IDSA rating, the Independent Digital Software Association ratings. They have early childhood, kids to adults, teen, mature, adult, and no rating. I assume the IDSA eventually turns into or is consumed by the ESRB. But I couldn't give you a time frame on that because I don't know my my video game rating history. I probably should. It certainly had a major impact on the course video games took. All right, let's see here. I'm on the hook for a Kirby game. I was wondering why Desert Strike had a different color, and then I realized it was Game Boy. There was one fucking Game Boy title in the now playing. You are correct. One Games Boy game, and 4, 8, 12, 16... I count 21 SNES games. Not a good ratio, not a healthy ratio. Because, I mean, this is basically the heyday of the Game Boy. They're gonna try injecting new interest in it in about a year or so with the Game Boy Pockets. But yeah, we're already in the golden age of Game Boying. So. They mentioned Super Game Boy in that Desert Strike review. It was literally the only positive they had for it. The only positive was good Super Game Boy graphics. These motherfuckers. I swear. Like, at this point, I'm ready for the Super Game Boy to be rendered obsolete. I love it to death, but I'm so tired of hearing about it. Oh, I hate to cut that one off, but we got some dream coursing to do. One play game. Play course, please. I am a member. Ah, it saved our horrible Star Child thing. Perfect. Let's get back to it. I guess we're doing course 3. Boop, boop. They're trying to teach us, chat. You telling me a Kirby dreamed this course? Okay, where's my button? There's my button. All right, we got stuff. All right, I mean, this is just a straight shot. See what happens. I assume this pale green panel here is some kind of like trampoline or something. Good. Perfect. Okie dokie. Boy, that's gonna be kind of a pain to get up to. We'll try that. Boom! Oh! Oh, shit, I almost had that, too. Uh-oh, 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 no. Wow, I fucked that real bad. Let's go back to the course selection screen. I ate shit on that one. Oh, fuck. Okay, so here's the question. If I go back to the course select screen and back, okay. So you start each course with 2 extra lives. So if I go back out and then back in, that'll reset everything. So I can at least do that on the first hole, which is nice because, oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Just devastatingly terrible at this. How in the fuck do you think you get a hole-in-one on this? How in the actual hell do you get a hole-in-one on this hole? I don't get how they think this music is annoying. I love it. I love it. It is quintessentially Kirby. Big fan. Is that enough? Okay, good. That actually puts me in a better position than before. Oh yeah, this might actually work out. Believe it or not. I think I gotta bounce it. Yeah, because you don't bounce naturally on that. I'm gonna try putting a little backspin on this. That was probably too little. No, are you kidding me? Oh my sweet Jesus. Oh god, I hope this is enough. Oh, it is. Oh, thank god, that's the hole. Okay. Oh, go in the hole. Fuck. I know, Kirby, I'm depressed too. I feel you, buddy. Brings it back. It was really popular on Game Grumps. Fans did a ROM hack for more levels and made Kirby have one of the faces of their art. It's pretty funny. What the fuck am I looking at? I am just gonna whack this ball as hard as I can and hope for the best. In fact, I'm gonna put a ton of forward spin on it too. Oh! Didn't really help. That's probably a bad warp, isn't it? It's not so bad. That really was pretty okay. I just gotta... Okay. I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. Gotta hope we'll be okay. That was maybe too hard. That was maybe... Oh, yes! Okay. Alright, that was decent. That was pretty decent. Two player, both Kirbys are on the field at the same time, can fuck with each other. Oh, that sounds hilarious. That sounds really, really good. think I want to go this way. Actually, can I just ramp him off of here? Let's find out. One way to find out. Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay, chip shot. Can I chip Kirby in? For a birdie. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna try putting backspin on this. See if I can bounce him, like, right in the hole. Oh, I fucked that up. Shit! Panicked. If you had spark from the last hole, you could hole in one it. I think you are right. Alright, I'm gonna try that again. No, fuck, I keep... Damn it. I keep fucking it. My reflexes, I keep thinking I need to mash it sooner and not let it go. Okay. Whew, okay. Barely. Barely. Had a chance for 2, ended up with 4. Alright, what are we doing here? Okay, that tile's gotta do something. So, let's game your dad and see if he can handle it. No, my dad is down for real golf, not this. What'd that even do? What was the point? Okay, that actually doesn't help. Oh, you know, it probably changes the direction of the conveyors. That's probably what's going on there. I can't do this. Ah, god damn it. I'm gonna whack it. Oh, you got zappoed. Oh, Kirbo. Oh, there's a guy way the fuck up there and I gotta hit him. Shit. Fuck. Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay, so I need to not hit it full. I need to put a bunch of backspin on it. Or we are fucking out of here. Okay, I got him. Am I dead, though? No. Okay, cool. I actually made that work, chat. I actually made that work. The squares rotate when the switch... Ah, okay, okay. I'm gonna try and chip this. I'm gonna try and chip this. Yes! Would have been more impressive if that wasn't my 5th shot on the hole, but still. Still. I got the right idea, just the wrong execution. All right. Rock guys. You got there while some people were still watching, that's enough. Okay. So I think the idea here is I need to whack it up there just hard enough to get that top guy. No idea how hard that actually is, though, so. I'm gonna try... Oh, man. I'm gonna try 3/4. Not enough. Oh, Kirbo. Remember, right? Rock slides downhill? Oh, okay. Any chance we could pitch you out and finish getting that guy? I don't think so. But hey, worth a try. Boom. Oh! Look at that shit, chat. Look at it. Oh my god. This is gonna be a pain in the dick. The idea is to do a full shot and then rock at the right time to kill your forward momentum and slide on the third guy. Okay, that does make sense. I'm just not that good at this game, so. All right. I know, Kirby. I know. I want to... I have no idea if this is gonna work, but let's try it. Alright, well that's a no. I kind of want to try chipping it in. I don't like this hole. I don't like this hole. Okay. Oh, no. Shit, that wasn't far enough. God damn it. Chip into rock. See, that would have been smart. Okay, I think I might be close enough to just pop it in here. Might be. Maybe. Agony. Pixel away. Hey, narrative voice, he wasn't. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna chip over this way and then hit it with like maximum backspin. I think that's how this is gonna work. Ah, he didn't roll down the hill, and I really wanted him to. Kirby, bro, what's going on, man? Okay. All right, we're just gonna smack him. Boom! That almost went straight in the hole. No! damn it. God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. Okay. What the fuck am I looking at? Maybe I can use the ice to freeze the water? Maybe that's the concept here? Let's see, can I like... I think that should do it. Let's find out. I'm not sure what was happening there, but whatever. I'm not 100% sure how water affects this, but... Okay, it seems like it doesn't. Oh, I almost went out of bounds there. Okay, aha! Aha! Okay. That's what I should have done the first time. Sorry, I've kind of been... I haven't been using the powers, so I didn't really understand what button it was. Alright, final hole. What do we got? Okay. Okay. When president made Kirby pulse an important button too. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, let me see if I can chip into this guy, and then we'll just get going from there. Use that to aftertouch to give it a bit more distance. Interesting. Okay. Alright, first guy's down. Alright, I'm in the ballpark in the next two. I wonder if I could backspin this. Do like a medium backspin on this and stay around there to get that last, the guy below him. Okay, let's be honest. That was a pretty good shot. I would just like to state for the record, that was a pretty good shot. I'm pretty pleased with that. Everybody gets one. All right, something around there should do it. All right, no backspin or anything. We'll just let him end up in the hole. Right, right, right. That's what we're doing, right? There we go. All right, well, obviously that was a par 4, so nailed it. Bye. New high score. Frankly, at this point, I'm just kind of proud to get through these courses at all. Love the prancing star child. Doot 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 doot. Hey. Catching up to Bomb Guy. Okay. Well, I think one course tonight is perfectly sufficient. Getting there, Chad. I think there's 8 courses total. Is that right? I think that's what it is. But yeah. All right, chat. That is enough with the requests. Kirby's Dream Course or Donkey Kong 95? It could be. It could be. If y'all want to keep requesting it every time it pops up, I'll keep working my way through courses. 1 course a night, maybe. At least until I hit a course that I just can't handle, because I came close on that one, frankly. Effendi Chris, good evening. Thank you so much for the raid. How y'all doing tonight? But yeah, I did lose all my lives doing that course. And if the last couple of holes hadn't gone so smoothly, I would have beefed the whole thing. Doing well, glad to hear it. Hope you're up to something fun tonight. I just played another course in Kirby's. Who the hell is Kirby? Kirby's Dream Course. You did see some Dream Course. Yeah, I just rapped on it. It is a tough game, Girthy. Girthy is from a very different video game that we can't talk about here. So hard? Yeah, I was cutting it a bit close on course 3, and I think there's 8 courses in the game, which bodes not well for the future, so. Kerbo, legally distinct Kerbo, yeah. All right, chat. We've made it past the maiden parts of the magazine. Let's talk about the future, the inside source on future games. Let's talk about what's coming up. And they're starting out with something we almost never got, Star Fox 2. Much anticipated sequel, last year's hit Super FX action game, arrived from the crucible of creation at Nintendo's development HQ in Kyoto. Early version seen here still has a ways to go. All the features are present. The features are excellent. Utilize the beefed up Super FX 2 chip. Yes, there's a little 2 on there. It is microscopic. The print is like the size of a grain of sand, but it is there. Top right looks like an American Cecil and Kane. I see it. I actually see it, yeah. Man, I can't wait for Star Fox 2 and Comanche. Some of that increase in risk processing power has been used to create a larger variety of stages and less linear play. In many areas, you'll find you can fly in any direction with total freedom. The R-Wings and new vehicles, both flyers and walkers, have better animation than they had in the first game. More polygon objects in the game have texture mapped surfaces. The number of polygons and sprites can be used has been increased. The ability to quickly and smoothly scale the objects to larger or smaller sizes has improved. Even more than the technology, the new format of the game has added to the fun. There are 2 new characters, a sheep and a lynx. Both female pilots. I have no memory of this. Old gang are also on board. In this game, Andros returns and attacks current area with various military units to see enemy vessels moving towards one of your planets or base, prompting you to respond. While you're clearing one area, enemies are heading towards other targets. It's a real-time battle. So that is... I've only played Star Fox 2 a little bit, but that was the most interesting aspect of it, where instead of going through a series of static stages, Andros is actually sending enemies at you, and you need to intercept them on different planets, which is pretty neat. Pretty cool concept, so. All right, Fireteam Rogue. I don't think this happened. I don't think this game ever made it. Where were you 70 million years ago? If you were in the spiral arm of the galaxy, you would have been in the thick of a galactic struggle between a band of adventurers and the Dark Lord of Umbra. Accolade's science fiction fantasy adventure may have one of the most imaginative video game stories ever developed. Because there's dinosaur people, I guess. John Skeel and his team at Accolade have incorporated classic themes from the worlds of sci-fi and fantasy. The result is something new and captivating. Technology in the story is so advanced it almost seems to be in the realm of magic. Packwatch readers first heard about the game over a year ago. Now the final modules are being put together and received a playable, though not finished, version to whet our appetites. Flying view had been installed. Final game should be more detailed. Soaring and fighting were fun. Humor fun was wandering around the planets with Chance, a human-type hero, Aja Dai, an elfin-type female warrior, Shadowblade, a cat-like ninja, and Brock, a dinosaur. Worlds have many corridors, rooms, and passages, and there are tons of objects and messages to find and use. Doing a search for Fireteam Rogue brings up the canceled SNES Games Wiki, which is not a positive sign. No, it is not. No, it is not. And then behind my dumb head is Stargate. Borrowing heavily from the Star Wars School of Game Design. Oh no. It worked for Star Wars, it doesn't necessarily work for everybody else. Acclaim and the developers of Probe have put together an action-packed adventure based on last fall's hit sci-fi thriller. Features excellent graphics and sound and settings taken from the film. Interface may also remind players of Alien 3. Combination seems to work. Alien 3 didn't have the worst play control, I guess. Action Stargate includes standard size for shooting. You also find puzzles, people to talk to, Prince of Persia type animation for climbing, and 3D elements that open up into unexpected new passages. Although the version we saw was unfinished and needed a lot of cleaning up, it was clear this will be a winner and possibly one of the best games of the first half of 95. They typoed first. I don't know if you can see it down there. But they forgot to buy a vowel. I heard you read the names. I was disappointed it wasn't Brock, a dinosaur. You know the bit in the movie where the Stargate turns on with the runes all lining up? That's the Game Boy game, the first half. Wait, really? Oh. Unrelated comments, but yeah, that's the Game Boy game, huh? Wow. How many licensed games were must-have games back in the SNES era? That's a good question. Must-haves. Must-have licensed games. Must-have. Well, how many licensed games do I actually own? Well, if you ask me, none of them. I think there are debatably good licensed games. I am personally a fan of the Super Star Wars games, all of them. Are they good games? Debatable. I am not gonna fight anybody for the honor of the Super Star Wars trilogy. I love them, but I was also a hopeless Star Wars nerd. And I grew up with them, and I am used to their incredible bullshit. So, yeah. Maybe Jurassic Park, I would not call that a must-have. I don't think there were any licensed must-haves. Now you're just hopeless. And he keeps being so excited for licensed games, I just sigh because most of them are shovelware. I mean, this is basically the era that established licensed games as garbage, you know? Taking the long view, there were loads of shovelware licensed games on the NES, and the SNES, like, the bar was a bit higher, but they still didn't clear it by much. Super Empire had that absolutely hilarious code that lets you drive the executor of the screen. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Gotta wait for the N64 for the really great licenses. That's a good point. That's a good point. I think there's a real strong case to make for Shadows of the Empire. I think that was a really solid one. Did I run out of music? My God, I did. Oh yeah, and GoldenEye. GoldenEye, of course. GoldenEye is probably like the quintessential licensed game. Like it's hard for me to think of any other licensed game that had quite as big of an impact as GoldenEye. A pod racing game being super popular? What was that, Episode 1 Racer? Thinking of the GBA when I think of licensed shovelware. There is no, we've talked about this. There is a gobsmacking amount of licensed trash on the GBA. I had no idea. Like my GBA collection is very lean. There is very, very little cruft there. Just that awful Lunar game and the Contra 3 port. I was not exposed to the wider world of GBA shovelware until I got my Analog Pocket, and now it's like, oh my fucking God. Like, someday we are gonna sift through all of that, chat, and it's gonna be agony. Episode 1 Racer's decent. Lego games are usually fun. I am a bit spoiled on Lego games, is the problem. I figured you want to see that screenshot right there. The issue with Lego games for me is I basically started and ended with the Skywalker saga. My main experience with Lego games is just the best one. Hands down. They wouldn't develop for the GBA, won't they? Lamau, how the Gollum game turned out, Nature's Healing. Alright. Oh yeah, License to Kill, I see it. Wait, SNES? This was early days, mind you. GoldenEye was not a launch title. It wasn't even really close to a launch title for N64. I think it was a year out. So I guess they're still concepting it at this point. Or they were developing 2 games in parallel and canceled the SNES one. Gollum game you can acquire Fanatical's newest bundle right now. Wow, I'm gonna rush out and not do that. Can you afford to not to buy that? I can actually. Easily, as it turns out. All right, Metal Warriors. This announcement has been a long time in the making, but we can finally report the new game designed by LucasArts will be released soon. The game Metal Warriors will be published by Konami. It looks like Konami's Cybernator from several years ago. The Metal Warriors goes much further. You play as the operator of a giant combat droid. Inside the cockpit, you maneuver the droid through battle areas. I mean, I don't need to explain Metal Warriors to you. I played it a bunch for you. I love it. We'll play it again when it shows up in the magazine. It is fucking cool. And I've never beaten it because it gets really hard. Yep, combat droid, or battle droid. LucasArts was not self-publishing at the time, no. LucasArts, well... No, they were, but not everything, now that I think about it. Wait, did they self-publish Dark Forces originally? And X-Wing? Or did they go through a publisher for that? I can't remember now. Hang on. I'm gonna look this up. Okay, they self-published Dark Forces in 95. So they did go through publishers for some of their games. God, the Wikipedia page is so fucking long. Aren't there lists? Okay, yeah. So if you go to the list of LucasArts games, it'll tell you who their publisher was. And man, they worked with everybody. Epix, Activision, Atari, Electronic Arts. Their first self-published game was Maniac Mansion in '87. So I guess they always did both. US Gold, JVC, Jaleco, Sega, Konami. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe for console releases because they were used to PC dev? Could be, yeah. Could be. Because, yeah, publishing for consoles is a totally different beast from just squirting something out on the PC. You have first-party compliance you have to go through. And a lot of game studios do not want to mess with that because it is complicated and expensive. So yeah, let's see. Football game I don't give a shit about. Packwatch exclusive Insider Special. Nintendo recently announced a licensing development deal to produce a game starring the ultimate cool spy. The ultimate cool spy, James Bond. Games for the SNES will be based on the upcoming Bond film GoldenEye, starring Pierce Brosnan. Along with this news, it revealed that Rare, the creators of Donkey Kong Country, will develop the new game. What will the game look like? It's hard to tell yet. Alright, the mother of all RPGs. With more screen text for more situations than practically any RPG ever, Earthbound, Nintendo's upcoming RPG, will be an extremely difficult game to translate. At Nintendo of America, the job falls to Dan Osen, who receives translations in rough English, then rewrites them to add American flavor along with humor that we can all appreciate. That sounds familiar. Classic localization process, chat. Game I kind of want to see a movie adaptation of was Loom from Lucasfilm. That would have been pretty cool. I think they could have gotten a lot of mileage out of Loom. Rumors thought GoldenEye was going to take off the cinema. They got the JB license before the film even came out. Well, were they wrong? I mean, GoldenEye was big and basically reinvigorated the franchise. Hell of a gamble, I guess, but paid off. Because, yeah, I mean, coming off the Timothy Dalton films, that would have been a pretty big gamble. But they played the cards right, that's for sure. You know, Dan's work from The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, the project should be a little different. Quote, Earthbound has tons of science fiction elements that I think might make it more appealing to the US audience, says Dan. And I do mean sci-fi. Some of the characters and situations in Earthbound are straight out of this B movie. It's like the National Enquirer come to life. In many RPG translations, the text seems to be a little more than a means of directing you like a road sign. And the can be awful, but Dan works hard to add to the character of the game and throw in some playful elements like Crazy Tracy and Link's Awakening. Quote, there are some things that, they're very funny in Japanese that just can't be translated in English. So in those cases, I have to come up with something humorous on my own. Yep, I've been there. Sadly, embarks towards mediocrity from there. Dan has the biggest challenge is trying to keep the original meaning and spirit of the text. Quote, I have to communicate with the designers and ask tons of questions. Sometimes I come across something I think might be a joke, but it's not intended to be funny at all. Other times there are humorous situations that totally get lost in translation. What is Dan most hyped about in this 24 megabit game? Quote, the characters, places, and encounters are totally bizarre. It's just a little thing, but it's kind of neat to hear somebody like going through the same shit I did like 20 years ago. 30 years ago. Earthbound is very punny, so localizing that would be tough. Yeah. Puns are some of the worst things to try to localize unless you just throw them out entirely. Because like the word play, like it's completely different words. You don't have analogs to that particular kind of word play. So we did a lot of dispensing with puns. And then NCAA Final Four basketball, don't care. Moving on. All right, what do we got here? Top Gun from Spectrum Holobyte. Already known for its Falcon series of flight sims, will begin work immediately on Top Gun for the Nintendo Ultra 64. Earlier, Spectrum announced the development of a Top Gun game for several platforms. The Nintendo Ultra 64 game will not be available on any other video game system. Come across the translators, no explaining a pun joke industry all the time. All the time. Especially working on stuff like Maple Story. Yeah. It was lousy with puns. And the translators we had were really, really good about pointing them out. 4 kanji idioms have almost no equivalent unless you make one. Exactly, yeah. Alright, Cybersoft's Air Cavalry. 3 theaters of combat, Middle East, Central America, and Indonesia. Mode 7 scrolling landscapes. Burn, baby. Jaleco's Ignition Factor asks the question, are you tough enough to face flaming walls, collapsing ceilings, and helpless victims with a 100-pound tank of chemical retardant strapped to your back? I think we may have checked this one out a little bit already. But we are gonna get I think a Take 2 feature on it. So we'll do some top-down firefighting. Witching Hour. Action and sorcery come together in Warlock from Acclaim, based on the movie the same name. Game gives you magical powers using against the evil Warlock. Wasn't Warlock rated R? Am I thinking of the same movie? It's a fucking scary Warlock. Seeing this play the firefighting game, we might have done it here. We either played it or something very like it, very much like it. So RoboCop, that stuff. Anyone? Fair play. All right, more breaking news. Oh no. Packwatch has learned from Konami that popular Japanese PC Engine game Dracula X will become a Super NES game. No, don't. Yeah, we have first in the Castlevania vein since Castlevania 4 was introduced 4 years ago. Damn. With Konami's excellent development record, this could be one of the best games of the year. That sentence is so painful on so many levels. Fuck. THQ comes word that the Akira Super NES project has been delayed and modified. The Akira game won't be released until at the end of year 96. I don't think that one ever made it, right? There was no Akira game for the Super NES, correct? Sure could be. It wasn't, but it could be. Lineage like milk. Will not. Okay, did get canned. All right, more news from Game Tech includes the acquisition of Take 2. Huh. Two of its Herald titles include Hell and Star Crusader. The project that Take 2 will work on reportedly is the strategic stellar conquest game from Microprose, Masters of Orion. Take 2 team joins Game Tech's alternate reality technologies development group along with another group of developers from Malibu Comics. That group will set up a West Coast office with a concentration will be on sports titles. What? Sounds like game industry Mad Libs. Claims News Adventure, Spider-Man the Animated Series, True Lies, Hudson Soft's Hagane, Capcom has Captain Commando ready to roll soon. No, I don't think so. Title may conjure up images of the excellent Bionic Commando. Turns out this is more of a side-scrolling fighter. Too bad. Jungle Strike should be showing up any day now for both the Super NES and Super Game Boy. Virgin Interactive has already produced versions of The Lion King and Aladdin for Game Boy. Great. Whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Horrible ocean game you can play instead, though. All right. And we're out. We made it. We're through. Next issue, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, chat. Oh boy, I can't wait. Also, a Dr. Mario Tetris combined SNES pack, a Speedy Gonzalez SNES game. Metal Warriors will be in the next issue. Epic Center. Finally, we unveil our new section of the magazine next month. Join us in the Epic Center for the hottest news and playing tips for all of the top role-playing games. In its debut, the Epic Center unveils Nintendo's latest RPG, Earthbound. So, from this point on, every issue of Nintendo Power is going to have a significant RPG threat to our schedule. So we'll have to discuss how to handle that. Now, I will say this going into it. This is not the Earthbound feature. So I am disinclined if a full playthrough of Earthbound is something that's on the table for y'all, I am disinclined to start it just yet. I think I would prefer to get closer to the game's actual release before we do that. But we can discuss this next issue. There's more than just Earthbound in the next Epic Center, so we'll have a lot to talk about there. And we've also got the Winter CES report. All the important players in the video game business are heading to Las Vegas for the Winter CES show. Catch all the big news in next month's feature article. How can it not be on the table in this community? Yeah, true. True. I mean, I can never quite be sure, you know? I have offered y'all the original Mother more than once, and that one didn't stick. Though I certainly understand why. It's a rather grindy game. A grindy game that I don't really mind the grind in, but a grindy game nonetheless. So, but yeah, I imagine Earthbound's gonna hit a lot closer to home for a lot of folks, so. But yeah, we did it, chat. We made it. We have survived volume 69. It's been, you know, it's been an issue. Not one of my favorites. I don't think this is one that I went back to over and over again as a kid. The next one was, though. Once I started doing Epic Center, I was they had me hooked on that, and of course the Metal Warrior feature was enough to get me to track it down when the used game market opened up. Yeah, it's been satisfactory. No, I'm glad. So, schedule reminder, chat. Tomorrow night is nothing. Do not show up here tomorrow night because I will not be streaming because, of course, it's Sunday. And you know what that means. I don't have to remind you. Monday, we'll be back with more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And it is, of course, a democratic playthrough. If you want Pathfinder to continue, show up and vote for it. If you want it to end, show up and vote against it. You are entitled either way. Tuesday and Wednesday next week will be determined by the results of those subsequent votes. We'll be back to the Power Hours on Thursday, starting March. of 1995, the NBA Jam Tournament Edition cover feature, and so much more. Too bad, because tomorrow I'll be drinking. And then next Friday, I have been strongly inclined, encouraged, cajoled towards doing a shmup wheel. So keep an eye out on Monday to see if I've opened up submissions for something as such, but remains to be seen, chat. Anyway, let me find somebody for y'all to raid. Our dear friend Affinity Chris was nice enough to raid us. Let's pass it on, shall we? Or not, because nobody I know is up right now. So I guess it ends here. I guess the fun ends here, chat. So anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thanks for joining me for another in the long list of Power Hours nights. But it's been a good one. It's been a good one. We revisited some fun stuff. We had a good time. We've seen what's on the horizon. We yearn for some of it, and we balk at some of it. It's all ahead of us, chat. Good days are ahead, and some bad, but that's life. Anyway, thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you on Monday for more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.